Oh, yeah. What can I say over there? Yes, sir. All right. Just grab one of the buses here. And grabbing one. I see in the street. That place we run it. Get the driver.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Again, we're here at the Ribos International Airport, and as you can see, the flight that took His Excellency the President from here has just arrived in the country. And we have the men of the armed forces just arriving here to receive the President. And that flight is the flight bearing His Excellency that took His Excellency the President from Nigeria, Owerri, Imo States, where he attended the Imo Economic Summit, and he's back in the country. And during that summit, we had in attendance Ban Ki-moon. Also have the former president of. We had the vice president of Nigeria. Actually, we had other dignitaries, and now we have here arriving the president himself, President Joseph Boakai. Security and protocol officials have to go close to the aircraft. We have here the acting chair. Right now the president is in country. He's about to become the Minister of Justice. Now the Minister of Justice getting close to the aircraft. And then we also have the chief of protocol who usually gets him onto the aircraft to brief the president, and then he will. So there you have the doors of the flight opening. The chief of protocol goes in. Here the Minister of Justice. Senior protocol officer of the Ministry of State, of the Executive Branch actually, disembarked the flight. Honorable Kofi Woods is also in attendance. The Deputy Minister of Public Affairs is also here. Any moment for now we'll have a glance of the President. Disembarking the flight. There you have the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boakai. We will greets the Minister of Justice. Oh, the pilot wants a picture with the president. The pilot and Els also wants a picture with His Excellency the President. And he also will get a photo up with the president. There you have it. We are grateful. We will greet his officials. We have Honorable Khan, Communication Officer in the Office of the President, Dignitary. Salutes the President. So good evening again. We're here at the Rabas International Airport, and one of our colleagues, as I said, the president just arrives, but one of our colleagues who was on the trip and also on the flight with His Excellency from Nigeria is here, and I'm pleased to welcome and also introduce to you Miss Lovette Fambole, who is the director of press and publications in the office of the presidential press secretary and the public affairs department. Minister of State is here. Lovette, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vani, and good afternoon, everyone. We are here. We're grateful for the safe flight. We're grateful for our safe arrival with the chief. It has been a wonderful experience at the Imo State Economic Summit, where His Excellency delivered the keynote address. And although there were a couple of goodwill messages, His Excellency's message stood out because he had a lot of impact. His statement had a lot of impact. Sorry for this distraction. Yes, we are. So, His Excellency, amongst other things, he encouraged, as the Pan-Africanist he is, he encouraged other attendants, like the Prime Minister, of Sao Tome and Principe, and other global leaders who attended the program. He encouraged, that African leaders encourage innovation, and that there be growth revitalization across Africa, in all African states. He akin the population of Imo State to our population, like Liberia's population. And as we reported earlier, his visit was in line. It was his acceptance of an invitation from the governor of Imo State, that's Honorable Hope Uzedema, and arrival of the delegates to Owerri was had, and the governor himself went to welcome His Excellency, and we moved over to the presidential villa where the president lodged. And there were a couple of meetings. We saw the Liberian community in Imo State presenting their greetings and their thanks to His Excellency the President for the good work that he is doing back home. And that was after the president's participation in the economic summit. And for those who followed us, the various speakers and various attendants, especially the masters of ceremony, were all very, very intentional when they introduced His Excellency. Most of them talk about his contribution to African unity and amongst other things. So, they talked about the way he carries himself, the intervention that he continues to make, the exemplary lifestyle he leads within the African continent. And His Excellency basically inspired attendants and he acknowledged that the theme of the summit drew, you know, it draws on the challenges that we face as a country, as a continent, Africa, and he opined that for the full economic potential of Imo State to be unlocked, they needed three pillars needed to be utilized. Those are partnership, investment, and innovation. And like I said, he did not disappoint. As the Pan-Africanist that he is, he encouraged that Africans build, create, and lead. So folks, let's pause this commentary for
the economic summit as well a few days ago, and many Liberians anticipate your return. Today you are home. What prospect news you have for the Liberians here today?
Well, the first thing is a close relationship with the governor of the Imo State, one of the most progressive states in Nigeria, and there was a special invitation to participate in their investment forum, which was well attended by the former British Prime Minister, by the former UN Secretary General. So all the prominent people, so to speak, were there. And I think also it was an intent that we also attract investment from the Liberia.
So, Mr. President, my name is Master Talo. I work for the Liberia Broadcasting System. In your speech, you emphasized a partnership and collaboration among African leaders to move the continent forward. Why do you think partnership and collaboration is important or are important to moving the continent forward?
Because you can't do it alone. Everybody needs somebody, and especially with the technology resources, you need to bring people together, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, Mr. President, my name is Princess Kosiba, and I write for KMTV and that of the closing argument. During your deliberation there in Nigeria, there is this part of your address that talk about there is no government that succeeds in isolation. Mr. President, many Liberians are concerned as it relates to your coordination when it comes to past leaders. We have seen you, collaborated well with former President Eddie Johnson Sirleaf. Many Liberians are concerned as to the current status of your relationship with former President George Manawia.
Collaboration, two parties, two sides. You don't know what efforts have been made and how the efforts have been treated. We are open to everybody. We are here for Liberia. Thank you.
And that was President Boakai there, answering with questions about his participation in the summit, as well as other questions from journalists. So folks, it was a pleasure bringing this live broadcast to you. His Excellency the President and his entourage are here, and we are all about to board our vehicles and head home. It's so good being back to the Republic of Liberia. This is special thanks to Fanny, who led commentary while we were away, and to Kesali Koli, Usman Diallo, Nathaniel May, Jonathan Sam, Joseph Faki, Kesali, and all others who contribute to this broadcast.